Hello everyone and welcome back to ArcheAge Online. We are going to be talking about trade on this video and how you do trade missions or trade runs, and we're going to actually go ahead and do one. So trading is kind of a big deal in the game. Trading is your primary source of Delphinod coins, which you use to buy everything from houses to furniture to mounts and all kinds of stuff, as you would have seen in the Miracle Island video. So there's a lot of importance to doing trades. So really, I kind of originally intended to do the video a little bit sooner than number 8, but being the 8th video in the series, it's a little bit late. Sorry about that. Anyways, so I am now playing, as you can see again, with my Hari Haran character, my main, Pio. And we are outside of a small little outpost that is home to a caravan. And why I've chosen this little spot is for a couple reasons. One is this is kind of on the path for Hari Harans. This is actually where you would get your mount if you are playing the Hari Haran race. As well as I know this trade route that goes from here to Hawk Hunt. So what we're going to do is start off in this spot, and we're going to get ourselves hooked up with all the stuff we need to go out and make a trade. Now, each region that you're in is going to have different trade specialties, and this is actually important because you can only trade things, you can only make trade bundles to take out and trade in an area that has the specialty you want. So we are technically in the Tiger Spine Mountains here. So whatever the region specialty is for the Tiger Spine Mountains, that's what we need to make in here in order to take that somewhere else to trade. So in Hawk Hunt, they've got different specialties. Down south in the desert here, they've got some other specialties as well. So every region has its own regional specialty, if you will. Another thing is, you can't see these caravans on your map by default. They have this kind of weird icon. It's this thing here. And you have to actually go in and enable that. Oops. For me, it was the second from the bottom on the list of things on the map. And you have to expand that and go all the way down to the bottom. And it's right above the warp gates. So, we need to do a couple of things. So first off, when you find a place that's got one of these caravans, it's going to have a little wagon-looking thing like this, and it'll have a little platform next to it. Sometimes you'll come across these little wagon-looking things that don't have a platform, or there'll be nothing on the platform, or whatnot. Those are not trade caravan things. They look like it, and they're using basically the same model for it, but they're not actual caravans. So now what we need to do is come up here and basically just use whatever's on the platform, and that'll open up the it looks like a purchasing window or a crafting window, and well, it is a crafting window actually. Now this is a list of regional specialties for this particular area, as well as a couple of specialty tools that you can make here as well. This, I believe, is one of the telescopes that let you see, just like if you're waiting at one of the stopped land ferry stations or the airship stations, you can see the approaching vehicles. And I don't actually know what this is. Anyways, you can see up here, these ones here, they all say Tiger Spine something or other. It's the specialty for this region, and these are all different types of trade packs. And now, let's see, this one takes a couple different things of fruit, which I don't have. This takes a bunch of rare minerals. I may have those, but they are somewhere in my inventory or in my bank, and I don't feel like pulling those out. And let's see, I've also got stone, which I happen to have all of. And I've got silver, which I do not have all of. Like the other one, this one may be in my bank. So, well, we want to make a stone trading block then. And you can see here I've got the stone ready for it, but I need this little piece of paper. And in fact, if you look, they all require this little piece of paper. This is a trade slip, and to get one of these you need to buy it from a general vendor, which is usually the lady standing right behind the thing. So that's it right there. It costs you 50 silver. That's just a flat rate. Everything is 50 silver. So we'll just go ahead and buy one of those. Okay, now that I have the inventory space, we'll try buying this thing again. So there we go. I now have the trade slip. So I can come back over here. And now I'm able to craft this. Now, a word of warning, when you go to craft this, you immediately will pick it up and stick it on your back. There's no way of stowing this in your inventory once you've got it made. So don't make it until you're ready to actually go on the trade run. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and go on the trade run. Another reason that we're starting in this area is because it's very much central to the continent. We're back a ways from the coast, and we are very, very unlikely to run into contact with any enemy team players. So I will tell it to go ahead and make this. Looks like I'm using a slot machine. So here we are. Now, first thing you'll notice is I don't run. This is as fast as I can go. Basically, I can use my running thing here, but I'm still not going super fast. And I've got a long way to go. The way that trade works is it keeps track of how far you've traveled via the specialties. So every region, since it has its own specialties, the further away from that region you go in order to trade, the more value that trade will have. And we are out of mana. So, for example, we are in Tiger Spine. Now I can take this over and trade it at Hawk Hunt, which is what we're going to do. And I'll get a little bit of return on that investment in the form of Delphinod coins. However, if I were to say take this and run it all the way to here instead, White Forest, I guess, the White Forest. So if I were to take it all the way over to there and trade it at a trade station in that region, it'll be worth a lot more because I will have gone to the trouble of crossing the ocean, and just the sheer distance between the two will drive the value of the trade up that much more. So whereas in Hawk Hunt I might get, let's say, 2 Delphinod coins for doing this trade, I could get somewhere around between 6 to 10 for taking it out here. However, the risk is, of course, very, very high. If you are killed while you're carrying a trade thing, you will just simply drop it. Which means that any other player could come running along and pick up your trade pack. And, sucks for you. That's about all there is to it. You've just lost that. So here we are running along this path, or walking along this path. Well, this would be a good time to show off the different mounts in terms of the speed. Now, as I mentioned before in the last video, the regular mounts are not good for trade. So if I get on top of this guy, I'm actually slower than if I was just walking. It's barely noticeable, but these guys just can't handle the weight. And the same goes for all the other racial mounts. They all run at this really slow speed. Ah, here comes a ferry. That will be very handy in just a moment. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Stop. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But we'll hop off of there. Once again, here's a spot where the donkey comes in handy, because this is the whole purpose of the donkey. It's able to trot along at a decent pace. Of course, it's not nearly as fast as that ferry, but it's still a lot faster than walking, and a lot faster than trying to ride one of the other mounts. We will try, keyword there, try, to hop on that land ferry as it comes back around. That can be pretty hard to do because you really only get one shot at it. If you miss when you're trying to get onto it, you're not going to get a second chance because they're just too fast. We're close to a res point. So I'm just following along this road here, and that leads into Hawk Hunt. So trading coincides a lot with having your own little plot of land. A lot of places have different fruits available for their trade runs, or for example, I know that in the desert to the south of Tiger Spine they trade cotton. So, or maybe it was actually in Hawk Hunt. It's one of the neighboring spots. Anyways, if you go to that spot, you can meet up at their caravan, and you can make a bundle of cotton to take and trade. And an easy way to prepare for that is by simply planting a huge amount of cotton plants, so that you can harvest those, and you will have all of the cotton you need for doing the trade runs without, say, going to the auction and buying it. Now, you don't normally make any gold back from doing these runs. Almost everything that you get back is always going to be just in the form of Delphinod coins. And again, the riskier and longer the trade route, the more coins that you're going to get for it. You do also have to be careful. This is hostile territory in terms of the mobs. It's allied territory that I'm going through, but there's still plenty of chances for you to get ambushed by stuff on the road. So trade routes are not exactly perfectly safe. Now, I'm expecting that ferry's going to catch up with me at any point. Oh, there it is, right there. Speak of the devil. And we are going to try to hop on board as it comes around. Wish me luck, because this is not exactly super easy to do on a very slow donkey. And jump. Jump. Come on, get on the... Yeah, okay, we made it. Ooh, so much faster. One reason land ferries are shaped like this is because you can literally just stand here on your mount and be cool with that. So, Hawk Hunt. This is very, very close to the Hariharan starting area, and it is actually the fair starting area. The fair starts up in here. And where we are heading is right down in here. They've got a big, huge airship platform. There's like 3 or 4 airships that all come and they all meet right here. So this is almost like Airship Central, despite it being just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. As you'll see, it's just plains. Another thing to note with the trade runs, they don't always go all the way you want them to. For example, I could be running up to, well, like we're doing right now, up to Hawk Hunt. Now, I know for a fact that this land ferry here doesn't go all the way to the trade point. In fact, it doesn't go much further. I think it stops right up here. Which means that I need to then continue on from here all the way up there, either by just walking or riding my donkey, or well, whatever other means that I might find. But this is our stop. Now, I've done this before, and I usually just run straight across the field. At level 34, there's not a whole lot out here that's going to mess with me. And at least if it does, it's going to wish it hadn't. Those guys are red, and I believe they will still attack me if they get close enough, but not exactly something I'm too worried about. Now, right up there, those towers you see there, those are the airship platforms. They've got a couple of decks and multiple platforms on either side, so they're pretty much decked out for taking a lot of air traffic. And the trade guy that we're looking for, I know, stands right underneath this tower. He's just right up in there, so not too far away. What you want to do with your trade runs is entirely up to you, whether or not you want to risk taking them a lot further for a greater reward, or do more runs for less coin, but you're much more likely to be successful. I've had a couple of runs where I tried to push it and pushed it a little bit too far. I think I actually went from down in here and I tried to go all the way up into this area. Anyway, so I tried to go from the desert down here all the way up to, I think that's Hasura. And in the transit from me getting all the way from here, I think I had to go like up and then over and then through here, or maybe it was something like this. It was a really long route, and by the time that I'd gotten to Hasura, it had been taken over by enemies. It was a contested territory and had been invaded. So I got there only to find out that the castle was full of enemy NPCs, or not NPCs, enemy players, and they kind of sort of killed me. It was not the most successful run, and it took me probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get out there. So to come up here and talk to the trade guys, oops, I went past him. This guy right here. To talk to him, I need to get off my horse. So I'm looking at 2 Delphinod coins for trading in this pack. So that's about what I was expecting. So I just hit that button. And there we go. I get a little bit of XP, and I've got 2 more Delphinod coins. Very cool. And sometimes, very, very rarely, but sometimes they do some sort of special promotion, and there'll be a lady standing right next to this guy. And in situations like that, the lady you can talk to, and she will be, instead of Delphinod coins, she'll give you gold. So you can make 2 to 3 gold for doing the same run. It's a bit weird, though, because they don't deliver your gold instantly. They make you wait like 24 hours or something. Anyways, so there is a trade run in a nutshell. You just saw one happen. Anyways, that's it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. You can like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. And, you know, thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.